Top five, top five, top five.
So time we're back with another video. I'm Strange Wang. He is Nate. Today we're doing top 5 coldest lines in movie history. This is our opinions on what the coldest lines are. And our definition of cold, we'll get into that later, but it's getting cold outside, you know, getting close to winter, so throw this out there, see how it does. So tell you how the top 5's working, then we'll get into it.
He's going to start his 5 and 4. I'll give my 5 and 4, 3-2, 3-2, then we trade off number ones. If we both have the same movie on our list, but one person has it 2 spots or higher, then we invoke what we call the Zemeckis rule, which just means we only talk about it once.
Might have 2 Zemeckis, I think, maybe.
Maybe. I feel like I didn't do very good on this list.
I feel like our definitions of cold are different. So, like, for me, if somebody just says something and, like, completely shuts somebody down, cold as fuck. If it's almost like a kind of an insult, cold as fuck. If it made me go, holy shit,
yeah,
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, I mean, mine isn't that far off. It wasn't like any insult wasn't on the table. It had to be something that was like, damn, like that would be offensive. Like if I was back working at the restaurant we used to work in, where everyone you saw us just roast the shit out of each other, like you probably heard 50 roasts a day.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, someone would come in with that one that would make everybody kind of stop and look and see how the person who got roasted was gonna react.
It's good shit.
Yeah.
I love it. Number 5 for me is going to be from Rocky 3. It is during the interview with Clubber Lang, and the interviewee is like, Clubber, what's your prediction for the fight tonight? And the reason why it's my number 5 and not higher is because of one word. He says, what's your prediction for the night? Prediction? I don't think the word prediction needed to be in there. It would have been so much cooler if you would have took that word out and finished the scene.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what's your prediction for the night's fight? He looks at the camera. Pain. In that Mr. T voice. Bruh, you watching the movie, you're like, Rocky about to get fucked up. That's some cold ass shit to say for a fight. If I was a boxer and I was watching, I would not want to see that before my fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna get fucked up.
That's fair.
Crazy. I can take Mr. T.
Bullshit.
I ain't afraid of him.
I don't even think you can take Mr. T now.
I can take Mr. T now.
Number 4, classic OG. One of the first curse word said in the movie. It's going with the wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's a good one.
All that history they have in this movie together, and he literally just looks at her in the final moments and says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Basically, in 1930s, 40s, when this movie came out, he's basically saying, fuck your feelings.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's some cold ass shit. Especially her reaction on the end of that is like, damn.
Yeah.
It makes the cap worth it, because in dramas they are kind of hard. Then you need a big moment to, because you can't end a drama with a fucking Schwarzenegger style action scene, you know?
Right.
Like that just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So you got to have a nice ending, and that was a perfect way for her to get hers.
Yeah.
And everything. So number 4, going with the win.
My number 5. I didn't really want to put it on the list because when you hear it in the movie, it doesn't necessarily hit that way because it's in the middle of like some really fast-paced dialogue and it is from a comedy. But when you isolate it to itself, it's pretty fucking cold. And it's from Ghostbusters when Bill Murray says, "That's correct, Your Honor. This man has no dick."
Is that true?
Yeah. Because he just called him dickless earlier if you needed the context. But yeah, I mean, first of all, to call another man dickless is already... If it's not someone you're friends with and it's clearly a joke, you're treading, shallow water. But for him to double down on it, knowing that that wasn't what he was being asked about, and to follow it up with, "It's true, Your Honor, this man has no dick." And like, the guy is stunned afterwards. It's just like, but it's Ghostbusters and it's a comedy. So like the words keep rolling right after that. So it doesn't give you that pause for effect, but it's pretty cold. My number 4 is from one of my favorite movies. I really like this one. But it is Tommy Lee Jones' response to Harrison Ford in The Fugitive.
That's my number 3.
Oh, nice.
I knew we was gonna have 2 in common.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, this innocent man turns around to a law enforcement agent that he should be able to trust to some degree, and just heartfelt, I didn't kill my wife. He's just, I don't care. And it's like, there's no emphasis. Like, it's not, I don't care. It's not like, you can't handle the truth. It's just, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's like, he just cares about his job.
It's not like they spent 2 hours tracking this guy and this is the last scene.
Right.
This is 30 minutes in the movie, if that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And what we've seen as an audience member makes us care about the character more, because one is Harrison Ford. He's cool as shit.
I 100% agree.
You automatically like Harrison Ford when you see Harrison Ford. He's one of those actors.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you turn the movie on, you're like, I like this guy already. He's a doctor. He has morals. He loves his wife. Everything they show us is good shit.
Yeah. How
He's grieving his pain. When it comes to that scene, all this is playing back for us. We're hearing all of this in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And for Tommy Lee Jones just to cut the legs out that motherfucker like that is like, oh, what a fucking dick.
And I love that it happens so early in the movie, too, because what that line is also doing is telling Harrison Ford that you have to continue being the fugitive.
Yeah.
You are not able to reason with this guy. He's not going to listen to you.
And on top of that, it helps establish that character.
Yeah.
In his world, that shit's black and white.
Right.
And obviously that plays like going on in the movie, but yeah, that's such
it's a great
fucking
line.
great scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because his face afterwards, he's stunned. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, you never see Harrison Ford like baffled. Like, you see him like in some shit in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But he's always like, Snake, or I can get out of this shit. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
He's like,
he has
this motherfucker.
Yeah. Harrison Ford has a great like half-second confused look, and then just back to action, and like that one is great because he actually like gets a moment to like have his stunned reaction to being told that he doesn't care.
I can't believe this motherfucker just said that shit.
I don't care if you're innocent. Yeah. Which I guess in Tommy Lee Jones's eyes, it's like, okay, well, you're gonna get arrested, and you can go to that's the court. Yeah. That's the court's job. That's your trial's job. Right now, you got a warrant. Yeah. Which makes sense, but yeah, good stuff. So that was my number 4. It was your number 3. So what's your number 2?
Number 2, the others the Mechas. I think it's gonna be on your list, or
well, if it's your number 2, it can't be.
The other one I think will be on your list. Django Unchained, 2 Guns.
It's not.
What?
I thought about it, and I was just like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of wish I had bumped Dickless and put it on there, but I don't know why. But when I was thinking about it, it's a badass line. I love it. It just didn't feel that cold.
See, what the cold part of it to me is, if this movie wasn't directed by Quentin Tarantino, this scene would have went like this. You would have Sam Jackson. He would have been like, I count 6 shots. Music would slowly start to play. Our hero would hold a gun, look at it, close up, and then it would cut back to Sam Jackson, close up of him, and you like, and he's smiling. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, what you gonna do now? Like, you ran out of bullets. And then it'll cut back to the close-up. It'll pull back into like a mid, and our hero will pull out another gun and just smirk or something. And like, you had that moment of tension of like, fuck, what's he gonna do now? Can Sam Jackson's character, because this is where he lives, can he find something to defend off Django? How can he get out of this? It gives the villain a moment of hope, and it gives the audience a moment of defeat. Yeah. But this is a Quentin Tarantino movie, and he's the house bad word. Like, he is evil. Yeah. He's conniving, manipulative. He's a son of a bitch. He's the definition of a son of a bitch. And instead of giving him that satisfaction, Django's like, no, fuck you and fuck your happiness. count 6 shots, count 2 guns, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's such a winning, like, fuck you moment.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put on a list because he, like, because it shows his face. He's like, I count 6 shots. A pencil couldn't drop in that time. He's like, 2 guns.
Yeah.
You get no happiness. You are always in defeat. Fuck you. I win. You control this white man for his whole life, and you controlled his daddy and his sister and whoever the fuck else. You don't have that power over me. And that's what you love the most. So fuck you. I'm taking that away from you. And to me, that's why it's one of the coldest lines in movie history. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. That might be the best and most articulate you've ever explained anything to me, and I really enjoyed it.
It will be on my top 10 favorite scenes of all time as well.
Yeah.
I'm making that list.
It's a good scene.
His video will be coming out soon, so stay tuned. But
Yeah.
I was making it, I was like, it was between 2. It was
Yeah.
like, which one's gonna be my number 1? I don't know, but that was my number 2.
Yeah.
That's just John E. Blaze. It's incredible.
Yeah. Number 3, we recently talked about it, and I didn't expect it to be your number 1, but I guess it could be a Zemeckis, but I'd be kind of surprised if it wasn't on your list.
We some popular motherfuckers tonight, dog.
Yeah, seriously. But it is from Casablanca.
It is from Casablanca. My number 1 is from Casablanca.
Well, is it Rick to, dang, I forgot it was Ugarte? Okay. Well, my number 3
It was close.
is Casablanca. And it's when homie
Number
said-
3?
Yeah. Damn. It's my list. Just let me.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I got 1 left. You still got 3 left.
All right. So my number 3 is when he says to Rick, "You despise me, don't you?" And Rick just says, "Not even." Again, it's kind of similar to the 2 guns thing. It is instant. It is not like he thinks about it. Rick is just instantly like, "Well, if I gave you any thought, I probably would." And it's just like, God damn! Multiple times in this movie, people come to Rick thinking that they are on the same level as Rick, and Rick is just the quickest motherfucker to be like, "No, you're not. You're not. You cannot outword me. Like, whatever you got, I am going to shit on it." And most of the time, I'm not even going to comment on what you're saying. I'm just going to let you know how irrelevant what you're saying is to me. And in this specific case, he's like, "I'm going to let you know how irrelevant you are to me." And just to be like, if I thought about you, I probably would. It's just like, you're nothing.
So, behind the scenes baseball, I made a rule for myself. That was my number 2. I only could put 1 Casablanca one on the list.
Uh-huh.
So, obviously, would it be my number 2? I was like, all right, I can easily knock this off.
Yeah.
But the dialogue, incredible, 10 out of 10. The thing for me is, he's still doing work.
Right.
That's multitasking for him.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, he doesn't have the common courtesy to look him in the face when he's talking to him. Like, simply disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
it's like, there are like so many, well, not so many. There are like a handful of people in my life where it's like, if they ever, for whatever reason, asked me if I liked them or disliked them, like, I want to say that so bad. Like, that's just such a great freaking, like, I don't care. But the difference between me is, I kind of want to hurt those people's feelings, and Rick is just like, I don't care. Like, he's Tommy Lee Jones, just different words. Like,
it's another Tuesday for me, dog.
Yeah.
On some M. Bison shit.
Right. My number 2, I kind of want to flip my 2 and 1, but it's just because my 1 is my number 1 because I love the movie so much. But I think number 2 might be a little colder. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. My number 2 is kind of obscure because it is from a 1939 movie called The Women, starring Joan Crawford. And the scene is she overhears like this group of like socialite women gossiping and kind of talking shit about her and all this stuff. So she interrupts them and says, "By the way, there's a name for you ladies, but it isn't used in high society.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of a kennel." And it's like, it's 1939.
Yeah.
So they're not going to say bitch. But like, I think that makes it even colder. That it's like, I'm not even going to give y'all the chance to talk about my dirty mouth when I'm not around anymore, I'm just going to hit you with this super slick, insinuating line while still calling you all bitches. And that's pretty...
That's like a
Pretty
Little
good.
Wayne bar.
Yeah, it is.
It was weird. You like talked about the movie, and I didn't know what you were talking about, and you said the line. I was like, I've seen clips from that movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is a cool line.
Yeah.
My number one is from Casablanca, and it's probably 2 minutes after your scene. He goes to the bar, and a lady's like, Rick, what are you doing tonight? He doesn't even look at her. He says, I don't make plans that far ahead. Damn! This dude is on some pimp shit.
Yeah, he really is. Rick is maybe the coldest motherfucker in cinema.
To quote Lil Wayne, this is how he's feeling. Rick's is like this Lil Wayne lyric. I go hard on a hoe cause a pimp ain't shit. I know, cause a bitch ain't shit. I don't remember what he said. Point being is, he don't give a fuck.
He really doesn't.
And to me, that line, because the difference between that and old googly eyes is she is desperate.
Yeah.
Fucking homie, he wants approval, but she's like pouring it out. You know, she went there just for Rick. She's pouring it out. She just wants a minute of his time. And for this motherfucker to say, I don't make plans that far ahead. What are you doing tonight? I don't make plans that far ahead. It's some cold ass shit.
It's pretty cold.
I was like, damn. I wish I could say that.
Yeah. You could.
I could.
Yeah.
I like coochie too much. I got a problem.
Well.
But also, people shouldn't be talked to that way, so.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's the weird thing about Rick, is like, in reality, people shouldn't be talked to that way.
Yeah.
But when he says it, it's like so fucking cool.
Well, it's not only him. Well, Rick, it's...
I mean, she's also just like this side character in a movie,
Yeah.
so we're not really obligated to care about her
Yeah.
feelings, but like...
It's like Humphrey Bogart movies in general, which was older movies from that time period. Like, a lot of Cary Grant's shit. Like, bro, pick one of his lines from Philadelphia Story, His Girl Friday. Like,
Yeah.
he's on some slick shit, too. Like, those lines are so fucking good. Because
Yeah.
they're all quick. They're like, you end your line, I pick up. And that's kind of why I like Django so much, is because it goes back to the old, like, it doesn't give someone time to be appreciated. It's like, nope, fuck you, I win.
Yeah.
And that's like, god damn, dude. Like, if I said that to a girl, what are you doing tonight? And they hit me with that, how crushed I would be.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's the coldest.
Right. Yeah. It is definitely a incredibly cold way to brush someone off. Because you literally could have just said, I'm not interested. But he didn't just say, I'm not interested.
And you know what the fucking bad thing is? I could have made a top 5 list of cold-ass lines from cinema and used the first 25 minutes of Casablanca.
It's true, yeah.
That motherfucker's on a roll.
It's true. Well, everyone's trying to talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He's like, I'm trying to work. I'm trying to run my bar. I'm a cold, callous, jaded man. Just leave me alone.
He's kicking doctors out of casinos and shit. That's crazy. What's your number one, though?
My number one is, again, from one of my favorite movies of all time. It's from The Princess Bride. And outside of us, there are certain things that are just more insulting than others. So, like, insulting a man's penis size, or whether or not he is a man. And I almost picked one from Aliens. Alien? I don't know, from one of them, where one of the characters looks at the other one and says, one of the female, like, soldiers.
Alien
like,
2.
Do you ever get mistaken for a man? And she says, no, do you?
Yeah, that's fucking great.
That's a good one. But one of the most insulting things you could do is insult someone else's intelligence, because as soon as someone thinks that you think you're smarter than them, they get real uptight about it, right? And so it's from Princess Bride, where Wesley looks at Humperdinck and says, I'll explain it, and I'll use small words so you don't get confused. And to me, that is fucking cold as shit, because, and he goes on to, like, you know, give his whole little speech. I think he calls him a warthog-faced buffoon to a guy that is very proud of the way he looks and stuff like that. But yeah, to look at another man or person in general and just say, I'll explain it, and I'll use small words so you don't get confused. If I could pick an insult that I wanted to use on a daily basis, especially when I'm at work to people, this would absolutely be it. But he didn't just say it to anyone. He said it to royalty. He said it when he really couldn't even fucking fight, but the other guy didn't know that shit. And to me, all of that culminates to my personal favorite Cold movie line.
That was also nominated. A scene from Princess Bride. Same scene. But when he says, I'm not finished yet. When he's like about to go to attack.
Yeah.
And he knows he's not ready to fight. He's
Yeah.
like, I got some more shit to say.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like the presence and the confidence where Humperdinck's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Such great movies. Top 5 insults. That's got to come soon. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section down below your top 5 coldest lines of cinema history. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Did we miss one? Let us know all that stuff in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.